Could you welcome to the desk your incredibly handsome host, JoJo Hinky?
Hey guys, it's JoJo Hinky here, and welcome to the first episode of the JoJo Show. Yeah, static applause. Let's go. Stock photo. Woo! We're here on the CST channel. If you haven't subscribed to CST, please do. Also, subscribe to me. I need to overtake them subscribers. I'm only one away, boys. Only one. Just saying. On this show, we cover my opinions on everything Overwatch League. This is a series I will be doing every Saturday, hopefully for CST. Until I just decide not to. There's no better way to start your weekend than with me, this voice in your ear with this terrible editing on the screen. Who wouldn't want that? We cover everything Overwatch League. We cover my opinions on Overwatch League. If you want all the news and all that, you can go to my channel in the description. Their socials be in the description. My socials in the description. It's all down there. So go have a look when you're done with this video. In this video, I'll be talking about the teams. Since, it is the starting week, I'll give you my opinions on the teams. I'm going to go through the worst team, the best team, my dark horse team, and who I think is an overrated team, to be honest. And, well, let's just get right into it. It's worth mentioning, here are the standings on the screen. It's worth mentioning that there are 5 teams that still haven't played in Chengdu, Seoul, Hangzhou, Guangzhou, and Shanghai. I think that is the whole Pacific East division. I may have mixed that up. Pacific East or Pacific West. But they haven't played yet due to the coronavirus, which, the coronavirus, I hate you. I was going to go to the Uprising homestand, you little annoying thing. But anyway, my rankings are a bit different. As you can see, Vancouver's on the top and Dallas is on the bottom, which is weird, because I think Dallas showed pretty good performance. They faced really 2 tough teams in Vancouver. They had a tough match against the Gladiators, who, hint, we're going to be talking about later. Anyway, I'm going to start this off with the worst team. And this hurts to say because I am a fan of this team, but the worst team in the Overwatch League, as of this recording, is the Boston Uprising. And this one hurts to say because I am an Uprising fan since Season 1, when they were good, and now it all sucks and it hurts. Oh my god. I'm going to go through this bit by bit. I'll start with the DPS line. They lost Munchkin. There's only 2 of them. Boston. I know you're tight on money. I know you love to Moneyball. But please pick up a backup. Oh my god, it hurts my soul to see Color Hex and Jerry struggle so much on heroes they're obviously not comfortable on. There's so much great talent in contenders. Please. By the way, I started watching contenders recently. Watched the NA finals, Sky Foxes versus Team Envy. That was an insane match. I implore you go watch some contenders. If you haven't, contenders is a great scene. You should go support it. It's just as good as Overwatch League. Well, it's a little worse, but it's like watching college football or watching the G League in basketball. It's just like a step down, and you'll see those people in the Overwatch League one day, maybe. So who knows? Anyway, back on track. Color Hex, he's reliable and he looks mediocre on the people he plays. And on some heroes he does look better than mediocre, but on most heroes he looks mediocre. And he's a reliable DPS piece. Now Jerry, what's up with Jerry? Overhyped. That's all I'm going to say. He's overhyped. He had a good game on McCree against Houston when Houston was playing Blase on the McCree. So, I mean, take it as you will, because Blase wasn't a great McCree player. And Jerry popped off against a bad Houston team at the time. And after that, he hasn't looked the same on McCree or on other heroes. I just think losing Munchkin was a bad idea, especially since when hero pools came out, we needed a Tracer Ace, and where was he? Oh, he was on Lucky Future Zenith. Oh, that was fast. I guess Boston, I implore you to pick up decent DPS. I beg, please. I just want to move on to the tank line. I want to start off by saying Axiom is having a medical procedure, and that's why he's been out of the lineup. And I just want to say that I'm praying for you, man. I hope you make it out okay. I really hope, we all hope to see you back in the lineup again and back to doing what you are paid to do, my man. Anyway, I want to talk about Futures of Movement now. Fusions, you haven't looked the same since stage 1 of season 2, my man. I mean, season 2, stage 2, you looked okay, but like, even your Ryan has fallen off. I just don't know what to say to you, man. Like, you're my favorite player. Don't get me wrong. But let's have a one-on-one real quick. Your Orisa, it's hard to be flashy on Orisa, but your Orisa's okay. Your Ryan has fallen off a lot. You're probably in the bottom 5 of the league now. Your shot calling's still amazing. I mean, it's good, just fine. I just don't know where to go with you, dude. To be honest. I think Fusions is an okay main tank. I think he's a good shot caller, and I think that he is a good leader for this team. If he can get better at his heroes mechanically. Now on to Muffin. What do I want to talk about? He's on a 2-way contract, and then he got the start of Brucin. Now that means he outperformed Brucin, right? Now Muffin hasn't impressed me. I mean, he's been just so quiet. Okay, the good divas in the league let you know they're there. They get the eats, they get the kills, they chase the final blows. They do what they need to do. Muffin isn't like that. He plays very much with his team, which can be a good thing. He can still be very effective, but he doesn't do much when he does. I just think Muffin's diva's okay. I think that maybe you should give Bruce a shot. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, if Bruce's that bad, then don't give him a shot. But I want to talk about how they were playing Sigma, and still Brucin didn't get in. Brucin is known for his Sigma, and he still didn't get the spot over Muffin, who's mostly known for his diva and his Roadhog. After the Team Canada tryouts, I just think Boston could be better, and I think that this coaching staff, I want to go move on to the coaching staff, is definitely just not doing their job 100% correctly. As in week 1, we ran double shield in a Ryan Diva meta. We ran Sigma last week when literally it wasn't working at all. And if you watch the Boston Uprising Sights and Sounds series, it does say that they were being reluctant, and that is something they are working on. So hopefully they get it down. And I just think that they have a bunch of talented rookies, especially with Halo coming in. By the way, Halo didn't look better or worse than Swimmer. You could put either of them in, and the same thing would have happened. Myungbong has looked good. Nothing to say about the support line other than just keep doing your thing. You haven't been bad, but you haven't been amazing. Anyway, coaching staff. They have a bunch of these talented rookies. I don't think Mineral is the guy to develop them. I think Mineral is a good assistant coach. I do not think that he is a good head coach. But guys, you do you. Honestly, do you. And if he can't develop these talented rookies that have a lot of potential, then I don't know what to say to y'all. I hate being a Boston fan, guys. It hurts. I think coaching staff honestly is the #1 weakness. I know people say other things, but my opinion, coaching staff is Boston's #1 weakness. Let's move on to my overrated team, which is the New York Excelsior. Now, before you want to punch me in the face, which I know some of you do, I'm not calling them bad. I'm calling them overrated. When I say overrated, it's a good thing. People think they're top 5 team. Personally, I think they're not cracking the top 5. I think they're a little below that in the 10 to 8 range. And I think that New York has some problems currently. I just want to talk about them. They have faced mediocre to bad. They have faced bad to mediocre teams, and the one good team they faced in Philly, they got absolutely smacked and their holes exposed to the world. They have not found out a good balance between their passive and aggressive play styles. Mono and Hoppa are not on the same page, and when they are, they click. But when Mono and Hoppa first got together, people were like, how's this going to work? Mono's not an aggressive player in Hoppa. In the past, if you look at Guangzhou and you look at Philly, he has been an aggressive player on both those teams. And he's been good at it. He's been good on New York this year as well. But Mono doesn't know how to play aggressive completely. Ever since Contenders before Overwatch League, he was still a passive Winston player. And what he does is when he goes aggressive, he feeds. And, and that puts Hop out of position. That makes Jonak need to come and just try to save him. It's not a good thing. especially in a May meta, you're gonna get walled, you're gonna get frozen, and I think that if they want to succeed this year, they have to find a fine line between feeding and aggression. Also, you can't be too aggressive, but you definitely want to be aggressive. I know they're trying out a bunch of new stuff this year, especially with the new people they brought in, which I'll talk about in a minute. They want to be more aggressive. They don't want to keep this passive playstyle that has been working for the past 2 years. Well, it has been, but it hasn't won them a championship when they were favorites in 2 of those scenarios. I do think that New York does have a chance to be a really good team and even contend for the title. But as of right now, they still haven't found the balance, and I want to talk about their DPS line. Their DPS line, they have 4 great DPS. But you're changing them out constantly. You're not building synergy. I want to talk about this because they're winning games, but they're winning games against okay teams. But they're also dropping maps to okay teams. Especially control maps. Control maps, you think about London, they dropped it. You think about Washington, they dropped theirs. It's just like they dropped maps where they shouldn't have. And I think switching out your DPS line isn't helping, especially since some of your DPS have looked much worse than others. I think what you do is you find who's proficient at the 2 heroes that week in the hero pool meta, and you keep them in. You don't switch, just keep them in. Who are you? Didn't look that great on the May? Good job, you put in Libero. Oh, but you subbed back out in like last week. SBB was in and they subbed out Nene. And I know they won that series, and I shouldn't be complaining, but I don't think switching out is a fantastic idea. I think even if they have synergy build, I think switching out is a fantastic idea because you obviously know who your 2 best DPS are, and you want to win games. You don't want to just like give the okay or the worst DPS playing time. So I do think that if Philly sticks to two best DPS in, and they don't go playing people just so they can play on the stage, and they find this balance between aggression and feeding and passive, I think that the coaching staff can do this, by the way. It's just going to take time. I do think that they will be a title contender. But as of right now, they haven't found that balance, and I do think that they are a top 8 team, not a top 5. So, let's move on to my dark horse team, and I would say Chengdu. And I'll give you all my reasons for saying Chengdu in this video in the top right on my main channel. Go subscribe. Thanks for the plug, CST. Appreciate it. But yeah, if you want to hear me talk about more about that, it is in the card. I did make a video where I talked about my dark horse team and all that other stuff. And Chengdu was mine, but we're not including them in this video because they haven't played. So, if I had to go with a different sleeper pick, I would pick the LA Gladiators. Give me a minute. People think they'll make play-ins. I think they can go pretty far. I think they can reach semi-finals. Especially with that fight they showed against Vancouver. Oh my gosh. They have a good rookie in Mirror, and LH Claudio showed up when he is not playing on Paris. I think the coaching staff can develop Mirror. I think that Birdring, if he is consistent, that LA can do better than people expect. LH Claudio, I didn't expect him to get the start over OG, trust me. But he looked so good against the Titans. I'd rather have him in over OG right now. But if OG's playing better than that, I would love to see it. I think Space just consistently good as always. Support line, just consistent. That's what you love to see in the Overwatch League, just consistency. And that support line is always consistent every year since the start of this league. And, the tank line is looking very good. The DPS line is the only thing to be worried about. But I do have faith in this coaching staff to develop Mirror. But that's not the problem. Mirror is already good. You develop him a bit more, give him a month or 2 on the stage, or I guess online now thanks to the corona. And I think he'll be just as good as he was in Contenders. I want to talk about Birdring. He's the key. If Birdring is consistently good, like he was in that game against Vancouver, they can go far. But if he has what he had on London, where he was good and then bad and then good and then bad and then good and then bad, I don't think they stand a chance. I think they are play-ins and they get knocked out in play-ins if he's like that. So, Gladiators, your fate depends on Birdring's shoulders, in my opinion. I think your tank line's great, even if you sub out OG for LH Cloudy or other way around. But still, I think this is a great team, and I think they could go far into the playoffs. Now, on to who I think is the best team. I've given you everything else. You have the worst team in Boston. You have the overrated team in New York. You have my sleeper pick in the LA Gladiators. Now, for the best team. This decides it all. The best team in the Overwatch League, in my stupid opinion, is the Paris Eternal. And wait, before you say Vancouver's on top, or San Francisco's better, or no. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Paris has looked dominant when they have Hanbin and Nexi in at the same time. I know what you're saying. They've lost 2 games. I know they've lost 2 games. They lost one to Houston. But Houston's dive looked very good. We're not going to talk about Houston here. We're going to talk about Paris. Paris did not have Hanbin and Xe in at the same time in that game. They put in Hanbin and Xe in the next game, and they dominated Philly. Well, not dominated. Philly was got the reverse, but they defeated the number 1 team at the time, Philly, ended their undefeated streak. In week 1, when they lost to Toronto, they didn't have Hanbin of age yet. Just think how scary the DPS line of Xe and Sparkle sounds with Soon on the bench. I'm just saying, that sounds like the worst dream you could ever come up with. Like, that is, like, if you're the other team, you're shiting yourself at the thought of having to face Sparkle and Xe at the same time. People thought that Paris was going to be below average until Sparkle came in, but this coaching staff, oh my, I implore Paris's coaching staff. I think they're the best coaching staff as of right now. I know Krusty's always held that title, but man, does Paris's coaching staff look like geniuses right now. They picked up some players that people didn't think were great. They've looked good. Hip has looked like a different person since last season. I'm just saying, FD God is a frag machine. I think this team is a title contender, especially when they get Sparkle. This coaching staff can adapt to hero pools. This coaching staff can develop talent, even wash talent like Hip and Ben Best. I didn't even mention the tank line yet. Ben Best and No Smite, wash players. The coaching staff came in and was like, come here. We'll polish you. Come here. Just come back. And it just works. This team looks so, when they are on, they are on. I think they could defeat anyone in the league. I think they could. And if you want to talk about the Shock being the best team, they've only played 1 match and they dropped a map to Houston, Dallas. They did not look that clean. They had to go in their comfort picks. Just saying. But I'm not calling them bad, by the way. They're still a great team. I think that Paris is better than every other team in the league as it currently stands, as of this recording right now. If we're going through each position, tank line of Hanbin and Ben Best, sometimes No Smite, is good. No Smite is very good at the dive heroes. Ben Best is very good at the Reinhardt. I think swapping them around in that Philly game was a very good idea. No Smite looked a lot better on the Winston. And that's what you need to maintain players. You need them to be flexible, or you need 2 that are good at different things. So if they're good at the same thing, then, well, you lose. Their DPS line, Xe and Soon, looked very good in that dive. And I think that when Sparkle is of age, you have a killer DPS line that is going to be top 3. Support line, just good. Honestly, just good. It's not like they're like quiet good either. They show themselves, especially FD God. Hip has looked good on the Zen. When he has played it, he's looked good on the Ana. I think Hip was a very washed player last year. I thought he was going to be released, to be honest. He did not look good. But he has shown his worth, and he has shown why this Paris organization kept him this year. I think that he is going to be one of the biggest surprises, just him in general. Also, I want to talk about FD God for a second. Last night pickup, I want to talk about this. He was last minute pickup. And he literally came into week 1 wearing Sparkle's jersey because they didn't even have an extra one for him yet. And he still popped off. This dude is the embodiment of a Reddit Lucio, but good. Like, I know a caster said that, but like, it's true. I think Paris is the best team, undeniably. I think if anyone beats them, it's no one. I don't think anyone can, unless Paris just has an off day. I think when they are on, and no one is better than them. Anyway, those are my opinions on the worst team, which is Boston, the overrated team in New York, my sleeper team in the Gladiators, though it is Chengdu, and the best team in Paris. I mean, what else can you say? Thanks for watching the JoJo show here on the CST channel. If you would like to see more of my owl opinion content, you could go down in the description, subscribe to my main channel, JoJo Hinky, You can subscribe to CST to see this weekly series that we have coming to you guys. And honestly, don't forget to like and subscribe to both channels, Go to my channel, just go click on a random video and like it, please. I need the views. Subscribe to this channel. You definitely want to see more of me. You want to see the amazing content they put out, like their CST podcast and their CST community highlights. If you want to sign up for CST, go to their Twitter, DM them. You can apply. They have this new program going on where they help casters like you. I know there's a caster watching right now. They help you guys out, okay? Also, just don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. It's been JoJo. Peace.
Follow the Console Stream Team on Twitter at StreamConsole to get notified when we go live across the variety of tournaments we cover, as well as to get updates on all things console Overwatch. If you're interested in getting into casting, production, or design, or you need a broadcast team for your next tournament, come join our Discord. This is a fantastic community, always looking to grow and a great resource to learn from like-minded gamers like yourself.